All right, what's going on, YouTube? It's your girl AJ, back again with the back at it again. Okay, if you're on this video, that means that you're coming from part 1 of this epic story time. Okay, if you haven't already seen this video, I'm gonna try to link it somewhere in here. Okay, please see that one before you watch this one. It'll make sense, I promise. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right into it because it's a story and a half. Okay, so just to catch you up from the last video, I have agreed now to go to Palm Springs for this 4-day weekend with Frenchie, who's in the military and stationed out in California in the desert. Mind you, I live across the country in the Washington, D.C. area, which is where I'm from, okay? And he wants me to come for this 4-day weekend. And I'm like, you know what? You only live once, Adrian. Yeah, you know he's off. You know he's a little crazy, but he's not like chop your body up in the desert crazy. Like, that's not him, right? Okay. He a little stalkerish, but he's not kill you stalker. Okay, right. So I was like, you know what? It's Palm Springs for the weekend. I'm gonna do it. So I tell my mama I'm gonna do it. I tell a couple of my good girlfriends that I'm gonna go, and pretty much like we already have plans developed. Like I already have an escape route. Okay, so this 4-day holiday that was coming up, it had to be Labor Day. It had to be Labor Day weekend because it was very soon after I just met Frenchie in Vegas on my birthday, which is Memorial Day weekend. So I'm thinking it was a Labor Day holiday, that 4-day that the military gets. So I'm like, you know what? Back at it again, like young, let's do it. So I forgot how it all worked out and who paid for what. I know he paid for the hotel and whatever else we did while I was out there. I think I paid for my flight. He wanted to pay for my flight. I was like, nah, like I'm good. I just wanted to have some control over, you know, what was happening. And in case like I needed to use that escape plan, that I was going to be able to do that, right? So I take off work that Friday, drive up to BWI, Baltimore Washington International, for those folks not in the Baltimore Washington area, and I get on a flight and I fly to California. So, and the airport, I mean the airport that I flew into, it wasn't LAX. It was some little airport. I want to say Ontario. That sounds about right. Like an hour outside of LAX. And then it's like another hour and a half drive to Palm Springs from there or something like that. Because remember, he's stationed in the desert. He's at 29 Palms. So that's an hour from Palm Springs. Like you see how this kind of builds and builds. Okay, so anyway, I get to California. So I get there, I'm telling my family I'm there, everything's good. And Frenchie picks me up from the airport, okay? So I had already, you know, been video chatting and Skyping with Frenchie, okay? Skype was big at the time. So I was already seeing him on a pretty regular basis. You know, he looked the same. He was still very much attractive, okay? And we did look good together, all right? Let's be clear. So I see Frenchie. He's very excited to see me, okay? And I'm gonna keep it real PG, okay? I'm gonna try. So, because let's be clear, I'm an adult, right? Frenchie was very much an adult as well, okay? Now mind you, at the time, I'm thinking Frenchie is 34. 34, because that's the age that he told me he was. He was 34, and that he was also a Gemini. His birthday was near mine, but he never told me the year, okay? So, and Frenchie didn't look, you know, it's not like he looked old. He definitely wasn't looking like an old man. And pretty much you being in the military and you being a Marine in particular, you got to be fit to fight. You know what I'm saying? So he was good looking, right? So Frenchie picks me up. We get to Palm Springs and we check into our hotel. Now this is where it goes downhill, guys. Okay. We're checking into our hotel and Frenchie he has a lapse in judgment. Okay. So he says how he's going to use the bathroom, and here is his ID and his you know, the card that he used to pay for the room if they need it, right? So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm holding his license and I'm holding his credit card, and I look at the ID and I'm like, okay, that's Frenchie. That's his last name. That's not his first name though. So pretty much he had forgotten to tell me what his real first name was, because he had told me some completely other name, right? So I'm looking like, who is this? Obviously this is such and such because this is this man's ID. So but like I said, it was the same last name. And remember, when I saw his ID, his DOD, his military ID, all I could see was the last name. So I knew that was him. But the first name I never saw. And he told me his name was some whatever, right? So now I'm heated. So now I don't just notice, damn, you've been lying to me for 4 months about your name, just your first name too. But then I look at the ID some more and I'm looking at the year that you're born. Like, okay, June 11th. Okay, so yeah, you a Gemini, like me. And the year says 1976. Okay, so I'm like, 1976? He told me he's only 34. Pretty much that ID would make him 36 at the time, because I have a brother that was born in 75. Okay, so I'm just like, so Frenchie done gave me he lied about his name and he lied about his age, but his age he only knocked off 2 years. Like, if you're gonna lie about your age, I need you to do better than 2 years. Like, I need you to be like 8 years younger or older in whatever direction. He lied y'all about 2 years, right? So I'm pissed, I'm heated, but I don't work myself up, because I realized, like, half of you done came from Maryland to California to see this for the weekend, and now you know, but he don't know that you know, and you're not gonna do nothing but make yourself upset. So are you gonna deal with it and act like nothing and then confront him when you leave? Or are you about to blow up the spot right now and go back to this airport? And I was sitting in the palm trees in the nice weather, and I said, you know what? I am in Palm Springs for the weekend. Nick, I'm gonna let this ride. Like, y'all, and that's exactly what I did. I took a picture of his ID. So I had all his information or whatever. I'd already had a picture of the license plate on the car that he was driving. So I had all that stuff, and I wasn't gonna ruin my weekend, so I didn't. I straight up, not right then. Okay, so We get to this room and pretty much, oh Lord, mama, don't watch this video, please. Thank you. Just click out now if you watching. Goodness. And if somebody else is watching this in my family that know my mama, y'all, I'm grown now. Darn. So anyway, and married. But anyway, so pretty much as soon as we get in this room, Frenchie is on me, okay? On me. Can't get him off me. However, I've always said that Frenchie was attractive. So I was coming all the way out to California. I knew what it was gonna be. I knew this was probably gonna happen at some point during this trip. So I'm not upset about it. Now I'm still mad because I'm finding out new information, and it's petty information. 2 years and a name, like, but just your first name, not your last name. Petty. So I'm mad that it's so petty, but I'm cool as a cucumber, y'all. Like, he doesn't know. He knows nothing about it. So pretty much this whole weekend, like, Frenchie was very much the gentleman, okay? I didn't touch a door. You know, he opened car doors. He opened doors when we went into places. He paid for everything that we did, every meal. Like, I had a good time with Frenchie. And that's what pissed me off, because I was like, damn, if you're gonna lie to me about these 2 years, what else are you gonna lie to me about? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, okay. So pretty much, yeah, like the rest of the weekend, like I said, I got there Friday. And Frenchie pretty much, he won't leave me alone. Like, dude, like, take a break, take a nap, like, goodness, like, chill out, lay over there, like, get off me. But Frenchie was not giving me a break, okay? All right, so next day, or we went to dinner that night or something like that, and next day we woke up and went shopping and went breakfast, and then went to the mall and went to this casino out there, and, you know, just having a good old time. And Frenchie starts talking about how he wants to marry me, okay? So, and this is not the first time that Frenchie has talked this marriage stuff, okay? And I told Frenchie, I was like, listen, I just came out here just to see if we have chemistry, like if we can vibe. That's it. Like, I didn't come out here as a promise to marry your ass. Like, that's not what this trip was about, right? So, but he's continuing to bring it up, like, how much he's in love with me and all of this and that. And I'm like, you don't know me. How you in love with me? It's not about knowing you, it's about knowing me, and you're perfect for me, and you're beautiful, and our kids would be beautiful. Like, I'm telling you, Frenchie, listen, like I said in story time, the first part, how smooth Frenchie was and debonair. Like, I know Frenchie was getting all, like, listen, I know when I wasn't there, Frenchie was a ladies' man, okay? He didn't have to tell me, whatever. But according to Frenchie, his backstory was, you know, he's born in this Caribbean nation that speaks French, and came to the US and got married and divorced, allegedly had no biological children of his own, and now he was in the military. He had been in the military for 6 years, 8 years, whatever, and now he was ready to get married and ready to settle down and wanted a wife and wanted kids now, and pretty much I'm up, okay, according to Frenchie. Like, he was, and I mean, he was so serious about it, y'all. I'm gonna tell you how serious he was, okay? Keep listening. So, so he continues to, like, throughout this weekend, these little marriage proposals here and there, and I'm like, dude, like, no, I'm not going to base with you. I'm not staying in 29th Palm. There's nothing out here. I'm going back to Maryland on Monday. Like, just calm down. Like, we just kicking it right now, right? Okay, so Sunday's next day. I think Sunday was the day we went back to the casino or something like that. And then Sunday, I got sick. That's what happened. It was hot out in Palm Springs, y'all, and I was probably dehydrated. And Frenchie was playing poker at the casino, whatever he was, and I wasn't gonna mess with him while he playing poker because he was real serious and shit. So I just left his ass there, and I took a taxi cab, and I took my ass to the hospital because I remember, oh, there's a hospital around here. I saw it in the car. So I took myself to the hospital, to the ER, and got seen, you know. Was dehydrated, you know, got some IV fluids and some medications. And now, mind you, by now, because a couple hours have passed since Frenchie had seen me, Frenchie is worried, and there's no cell phone reception in the hospital. So, but somehow Frenchie has tracked me down. Like, in between the breaks in cell reception, I was able to tell him I'm in the hospital or whatever. So, he just walks into the room, like he walks into the door or whatever. And I'm like, how did you know where I was or whatever? He's like, oh, I told the staff that I was your husband, and they told me everything. And at first I'm thinking he's joking. I'm like, right? No, he was very, very serious. Like, when the doctors and nursing staff walked into the room to see how I was doing, they were talking to him, and then they were calling me Mrs. Him, like that last name, okay? Because, you know, where there are military bases, you're gonna have couples with different last names, right? So I'm like, oh no, this fool's serious. He really told these people that he's my husband. Like, okay, right. So pretty much I'm treated and released or whatever. I'm good, like I'm fine. We eat, and next day is the day that I'm leaving. Okay, so I'm leaving that Monday. So wake up that Monday, we do whatever. I get to the airport, we say goodbye. Frenchie, he's still talking marriage and all this stuff, and I'm gonna come get you, and you need to come, you need to stay with me, and all of this. I'm like, Frenchie, I'm not doing this with you right now. Like, I'll talk to you when I get home, right? So I stick to the plan. Shoot, savage life. Like, I had a good time out with Frenchie, and when I got back to Maryland, that was it. Like, I talked to him because I think he called me and asked me, you know, was I safe and was I home? Because he was very protective like that. And I told him, yes, I was on my way home. I was in my car, leaving BWI. And I asked him, why did he not tell me his real age and his real name and how I found out about it? And he said, you held on to that information for, you know, however many days. And I said, well, you held on to it for 4 months. So yeah, I held on to it for a couple days. I was like, I wasn't gonna fuck up my trip because you were trying to get over on me, right? So pretty much the answer that he gave was, oh, well, I met you in Vegas, and everybody gives a fake name in Vegas. And I said, no. I said, what did I tell you my name is? And he's AJ. I said, and what is my name? AJ. Okay, so you see the issue that I'm having or whatever? And I was like, and why are you lying about your age? You lied about 2 years, dude. Like, I don't care that you're 36. Like, I was in my heading into my late 20s at that point. I didn't care that he was 36. He could have told me that, but he's lying ass is telling me he's 34. I got a problem with that. Like, dude, if you lying to me over 2 years, then you gonna lie to me about a whole nother bitch and that child that you got back in your native country. Like, that's the stuff that I'm concerned about. I'm not worried about these 2 years. So anyway, I'm mad. I'm heated with Frenchie. I'm like, listen, we good. Like, I ain't got no beef with you, but nah, we can't kick it. Like, absolutely not. Right? Like, I can be your friend. You can still call or whatever, but that's it. Like, sorry, this ain't happening. Like, I was really giving you a chance. I was for a second, but you know, nah. So, pretty much Frenchie continued to call like he usually would, and Skype and things like that. You know, the marriage proposals became very persistent, and he wanted me to remember, you know, the twins that we saw with the couple out in Palm Springs, and that could be me, and he wanted me to have his children and all of this. And he had to be reassigned from the duty station that he was at, and one of the choices that he could choose was Quantico. Now, if you know anything about the DC area, you know Quantico is our large Marine base, okay, outside of DC, maybe an hour, a little over an hour outside of Washington, DC is Quantico. So he was very excited. He was like, well, I can be stationed at Quantico, and then we can be together and we can get married and all of this, right? So I'm like, Frenchie, I said, listen, you do what you need to do for you and your career. Because at this time, I was already plotting on my move to Atlanta, okay? I lived in Atlanta for 4 years, 4 years. So I was plotting my move to Atlanta at this time. So I was like, don't move to DC thinking it's gonna be me and you, because it's not, because I'm plotting a move to Georgia. So that's not gonna work, right? So mind you, you know, I tell my mother things here and there. She ain't need to know all the details, but clearly she gonna watch this video anyway. So hey mom, hey girl. So what I didn't know, and my parents are really good at keeping secrets, and maybe they shouldn't be that good at keeping secrets. I'm talking to y'all. That I had no idea that Frenchie had actually been calling my parents. Like, he really had researched my parents, had their first and last names, and you know, knew where the house was, and knew what they had done, and all of this stuff, had all this information on them, because he was showing me that he was serious about making me his wife, and he wanted to be respectful and call my parents and ask for my hand in marriage. So I'm thinking he's joking. I'm like, he joking. He ain't do that. He ain't do that. So I get off the phone with Frenchie, and I sit my parents down like, hey, Frenchie calling y'all? Like, what's up? And they're like, oh yeah, he done called a few times talking about marrying you and this and that. And I'm like, why don't y'all ain't saying nothing? Like, y'all want to tell me that he's calling me talking about marrying me? And she was like, well, he just sounded, here go my mother. Well, he just sounded crazy to me, and so we weren't taking him seriously. Like, but my father's a talker though. So pretty much if you want to talk, my father can go. Okay, so Frenchie was calling, so I'm sure my father was talking too. Okay, so thank the Lord I'm married now, so I don't have to worry about these issues. But yeah, so he had called my parents. He had done the actual proper thing that a man would do if he were in the military and wanted to marry you while he were in the military and not near you, that he had called my parents and asked for my hand in marriage several times, not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times. And had all the information that he needed to get to Maryland. So pretty much I've made a long story long. That's why I split this into 2 parts. But I mean, there was surely some other things that happened in between that are very comical, and maybe I'll do another video, a part 3 recap of some other issues and things that happened while the whole 4 months, it was just 4 months, y'all, while that I was dating or talking to Frenchie. And like I said, I've always called him Frenchie because I never knew what he was saying. You know, he'd be trying to talk to me and talk sweet to me, and I'd be like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't understand accents well. So, you know, he's trying to be sexy and speaking French to me, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. And that doesn't do anything but frustrate me, okay? So, I might do a part 3 for y'all. But yeah, Frenchie was very serious about marrying me and impregnating me very, very quickly. And me being a military wife, which I ended up being anyway, but just not married to Frenchie's crazy ass. So, and Frenchie's a sweet guy, but you know, Frenchie, he just wasn't right, but very sweet and very much a gentleman. But if somebody's gonna lie to you about 2 years and a first name but use the same last name, something ain't right. Something ain't clicking at top, and a lot of stuff wasn't clicking with Frenchie. So yeah, y'all. So I know my best friend is gonna come up with a name for this story. I promise y'all. Like, this title is about to be epic. So anyway, that is my 2-part story time about me, Frenchie, Vegas, Palm Springs, and the multiple marriage proposals. That's not gonna be the title because it's too long, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you did. Share it if you did. Like I said, Frenchie, hey, hi, hey boo. Like, I'm sorry, I'm married now. I'm pretty sure you are too. Shoot, probably were married when I was talking to you, so you know, it's cool. And y'all, that is it. I don't have nothing else right now. So like, subscribe. Remember, I have my 1,000 subscriber giveaway coming on, or my 1,000 subscriber giveaway going on now. So when I get to 1,000 subscribers, y'all, baby, I'm telling you, I got gifts on gifts on gifts, prizes on prizes on prizes on deck. I got you. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.